I acknowledge that I didn't even read this many books all of last year. Typically when I go thrifting for books, I am lucky if I find like, I don't know, 3 to 5 that like were either on my TBR, look interesting, or I have seen on social media or something. But this time, I literally had to buy a bag to at the thrift store to leave the thrift store with all of my books. I realize this is a little bit of the overconsumption core that the internet has chatted about. But I'm going to read them, and they're going to go on my shelves and in my library, and it's going to be great. But I love watching book hauls, so I thought I would share my book haul with you guys. Yeah, I'm going to go through these 2 different ways. So I'm going to go through them kind of rapid fire, just title and author. And then I will also go through and kind of start back at the beginning of the pile and just chat about what the books are actually about. So whether you just want to stay for title and author, or if you want to skip ahead to where I actually talk about the books, I will put a timestamp so you can do that. So let's get into it. I will start with, let's start with the romance pile. I will timestamp the thrillers too, if you could give a shit less about romance novels. And then I also have like a pile of miscellaneous books, I guess, that we can go through as well. So this one is just a novella. It's Maybe Not by Colleen Hoover. This one I think I've heard not so great reviews about. The Layla Colleen Hoover. I got Full Measures by Rebecca Yarros, and Conversations with Friends, Sally Rooney. Call Me by Your Name, Andre Ackman. Close Enough to Touch, Colleen Oakley. And this one, when I saw this one, I love the movie and the book Me Before You. This is the sequel to that, so I'm excited to read that one. Elevator Girl by Kim Haruba. And these 2 are Carly Fortune. They are both hers, so Every Summer After. And This Summer Will Be Different. So grab those. And then we have At His Mercy by Shelley Bell. Happy Place, Emily Henry. And Hook, Line, and Sinker, Tessa Bailey. Always Red by Isabella Ronan. I don't know if it's technically a romance or a thriller. It's a James Patterson book, which normally he's a thriller writer, I'm pretty sure. But it kind of sounds like it could fall under both. So I just put it in my romance pile. But it is Sam's Letters to Jennifer. And then Forget Me Not by Allison Derrick. And The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicolay Yoon. Those are my romance. So we'll kind of go back and go through what they are all about. So Elevator Girl, essentially, you know, kind of a strangers to lovers kind of story from what I'm gathering from the back anyway. They meet in an elevator. She is kind of dazzled by this man and he has no clue who she is. So it should be cute. This one I kind of already explained a little bit. It's the sequel to the Me Before You book, which if you haven't seen it, Louisa Clark is taking like a PCA job for Will Traynor, and you know, as expected, they kind of fall in love and things, and then he decides to do an assisted suicide, essentially, and she's there to support him and everything. So this is kind of the life after Will. Next, Close Enough to Touch. This one sounded really cute because it's about a woman that can't have skin-to-skin contact, and it could like literally physically kill her, and she falls in love. And it kind of reminded me of that 6 Feet Apart. I don't know if that one's a book, but I've watched the movie. But I thought that sounded really cute, so I grabbed that one. This one, I love a good gay romance. So I grabbed this one because it's gay men. Most of the time I feel like I only see gay women portrayed in a lot of novels. It's not too often I see a gay men novel, so I grabbed this one. This one's about two, I'm assuming teenagers, adolescent boys, and they're staying at their parents' cliffside mansion for the summer, and they fall in love. And I think it's kind of like a they shouldn't be together secret kind of thing. We'll see. That one sounded good. And then Conversations with Friends. This one was one that I didn't even read the back of because I have seen people chat about it online. But so I just grabbed it. But if you don't know what it's about, it's essentially a book about some friends that are kind of going through life together and messy edges of like a female friendship kind of thing. So I grabbed that one. Thought it sounded cute. So grab that. Full Measures. This one sounded really cute. It's talking about a kind of boy next door, hockey star romance. There's some secrets that revealed within the story of this man that she falls head over heels for. So it's cute. And then the Colleen Hoover ones. So the novella is there's a man that ends up with an opportunity for a female roommate, gets excited about it, and maybe not as great as he thought it would be. And Layla, this one is talking about just a classic. Leeds and Layla meet and they're convinced they're spending their life together, and Layla ends up in the hospital, and then they run away to a bed and breakfast, and Layla's behavior kind of takes a bizarre turn. The Sun is Also a Star. This one sounded really cute. Just talking about kind of a little bit of a love story and about the universe and how like every moment of your life has brought you to like where you are. So a million futures lies before us. Which one comes true? So kind of how you choose your path in life and how that relates to our two characters in this book. So that was cute. This one, again, not sure if it was romance or thriller, but it's talking about Sam's letters to Jennifer is kind of a kind of drama, it says. So each year she finds letters of a piece of a story. It says 2 extraordinary love stories are intertwined here, full of hope, pain, and emotions that never die down. So reading the stories, finding out the story of what she finds. These two, so we have Every Summer After. It's a popular book. I grabbed it mostly because I've seen it a lot. So 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, and a weekend to get it right. That's the quote on that one. And then this one, this summer will be different. This summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give in to temptation, and this summer will be different. So it says a dreamy and sexy summer novel. So I'll probably save these ones for summer, of course. This one, Forget Me Not, it sounded super cute because it's talking about Stevie and Nora have a love, a secret, epic, once in a lifetime kind of love. And I love a cheesy romance novel, but I think this one also has a little bit of a twist because it's talking about Nora finds herself forgotten. Can the two beat the odds a second time after she gets her lost memory back? So I think there's some sort of accident that happens in that one. These two, I think, are kind of smutty ones, which love a good smut book. Always Red, and then Chasing Red is the sequel to this. So it just a classic smut novel. Caleb and this woman fall in love, and I don't even think I need to go into more detail. It's a smut novel. This one, At His Mercy, a forbidden lovers novel. So I'm assuming this one is kind of like Romeo and Juliet or, forbidden love kind of situation. But this one I think has a little bit of a dark turn in it because it's talking about Isabella, one of the main characters. She's kind of been hiding from the world and she has some haunting memories, and she has a little bit of a mystery man. A dark figure from her past has come back for her, and now Tristan has to risk everything to protect Isabella, even if it costs him his life. So I think this one maybe leans a little bit into thriller, but even just the title makes me think it's a little smutty, so we'll see about that one. And then Happy Place by Emily Henry. Grabbed this one, of course, because everybody talks about it and says it's great. So these two people, I think they go on summer vacation together. They broke up 5 months ago, end up on summer vacation again, but don't want to tell people. And it's kind of that story. And then I have Hook, Line, and Sinker accidentally falls for his best friend while trying to help her land a different man. Could be cute. We'll see. Those are the romance ones that I picked up. We'll go into the thriller pile next. All right, so we'll do the same thing again. We'll do like rapid fire, going through title, author, and then I'll go back and go through like what the books are actually about. So if you want just ideas, you can stay for just the title, author. If you want to actually hear and listen, you can skip ahead to the timestamp. Silent Patient sounds great. Everybody talks about it. I've had to pick it up. So a lot of the times I'm late to the game because I just will not go to the store to buy a damn book that's brand new. So I wait until I find it at the thrift store. So my online TBR, insane list. But eventually I find them. And then I only pay $3 for them, which is great. And then this one, The Woman in the Window. I've heard great things about this one. AJ Finn. The Woman in Cabin 10. So this one is a Ruth Ware novel. And I have read one of her books before and I liked it. But I've also heard really good things about a couple of her newer ones. I think I have one more Ruth Ware. Yeah. So I have The One by One by Ruth Ware as well. And honestly, you guys, like, this is a hardback book I got for $3. It has not been touched. Like, it literally looks brand new. And brand new, it would have been like $30. So go thrift booking. Next, The Last Thing He Told Me, Laura Dave. That one sounded really good. I Love You More by Jennifer Murphy. The Maze, Nelson DeMille. This one sounds really good. I'll read that one to you in a minute. Lisa Jewell. She's one of my favorite thriller authors. Last year I read her The Family Upstairs and The Family Remains. I love how she writes and how messed up she is. I just typically don't like her endings. Like, I don't feel like she wraps up a book well. Maybe it's because I want it to end badly and she makes them end good. But anyway, I picked up one of her books because I love her stuff. So it's Then She Was Gone. And then I have The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This one is a Stuart Turton book. So here's the thing with thrifting. A lot of times you'll find, the second book of a series or something. I have so many books to physically read on my Kindle to read that eventually I'll find the first one and I'll just wait. I'll just have this one for when I find the first book. So I grabbed The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. And then I have The Guilt Trip by Sandy Jones. And I got The Lake by Natasha Preston. And those are the thrillers. So we'll go back and chat about kind of what they're about. So if you want to hear what they are about. The Maze, this one sounds so good. So let me just read you a little bit of this. So it's talking about, it takes the readers on a dangerous hunt for an apparent serial killer who has murdered 9 or maybe more sex workers and hidden their bodies in the thick undergrowth of a lonely stretch of beach. Sounds so good. And I want to say this is one of them that I grabbed was based on a true story. Maybe it's this one. Yeah. So inspired by and based on an actual and still unsolved Gilgo Beach murders. And then we have The Lake. And this one, it just says, The Lake Never Forgets. Welcome to Camp Pine Lake, where the only thing scarier than a ghost story is the past coming to haunt you. The secrets they've kept buried for so many years are about to resurface. Love it. Love a good camp story. This one is the Guilt Trip. So this is 5 friends who've known one another for years. They go to Portugal for a destination wedding, and then people discover some shocking truths about somebody, and everything changes, and the wedding weekend unfolds, and secrets about each other kind of spill, and things start to unravel on this one. So jumping to conclusions can be the difference between life and death. Interesting. This one, Housemaid's Secret, if you don't know this whole series, it's essentially talking about the housemaid that has been hired isn't exactly who we think she is. Here's a lot that goes on around the house. The wife is ill, and we'll see. This one sounded really good. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. So this one says, Evelyn Hardcastle will be murdered at 11 p.m. There are 8 days and 8 witnesses for you to inhabit. We will only let you escape once if you tell us the name of the killer. Understood? Then let's begin. So it says she'll die every single day, every day until Aiden Bishop can identify her killer and break the cycle. But every day, Aiden wakes up in a different body of a different guest. So it'll be tossing me around quite a bit when I'm reading it. So that'll be good. This Lisa Jewell novel, Then She Was Gone. This one says no one ever just disappears. Gripping and emotionally resonant tale of one mother's quest to uncover the clues she failed to recognize and finally discover the truth of what happened to her daughter. And my other stack, I have I Love You More. This one, story of one man with 3 wives who, when they discover his deceitful plot, once they discover his deceit, they plot the perfect murder. The Last Thing He Told Me, this one, before Owen Michael disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his beloved wife of 1 year. So that's kind of the premise of that one. I love the one-liners. So I was telling my mom that the other day, we were talking about my books, and I love when a book has a one-liner on the back or in the front cover that just makes you want to read it immediately. I don't even have to read the back. Just give me a one-liner. Give me a little bit of the book and I'll be sucked in. So this one by one, Ruth, where essentially they go to a cabin. A group of friends goes to a cabin in the French Alps, and one by one they slowly start disappearing. And then the Woman in the Cabin 10, also Ruth Ware. This one, but Reese Witherspoon says, an edge-of-your-seat thriller set on the most beautiful yacht in the world, full of great characters, twists. Y'all should check it out. Star Tribune says, this book just may do cruise vacations what Jaws did to ocean swimming. The Woman in the Window, I watched this when it became a motion picture and really, really liked it. So I'm excited to read this one. Essentially, it's Anna Fox lives alone in a New York City home and unable to venture outside. She spends her days drinking wine, maybe too much, watching old movies, recalling happier times, and spying on the neighbors. And then The Silent Patient, if you guys haven't heard of this one already, it's this woman that ends up killing her husband, I think, and then completely goes mute. So she ends up in a psychiatric hospital, doesn't give any kind of explanation on what happened and everything. So the psychiatrist is kind of determined to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband, and it will take him down a path that is more unexpected and terrifying than you can imagine. So I've heard great things about that one. And then my last set of books is just a set of kind of what I consider miscellaneous that I'm sure they have a category, they just don't fit in my 2 that I typically read. So I'll go through these quick. I have The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. I picked this one up because it's the same author of Practical Magic, and who doesn't love Practical Magic? But this one sounded super cute. So it's just saying, from the start, Susanna sets down rules for her children. No walking in the moonlight, no red shoes, no wearing black, no cats, no crows, no candles, no magic about books, or no books about magic, and most importantly, never ever fall in love. So that one sounded really good. And then Lovely Bones. I know this was made into a movie a long time ago, and I never watched it, and people have talked about the book, so I grabbed it. When we first meet Susie, she's already in heaven, looks down from this strange new place. She tells us it's fresh and spirited, voice of a 14-year-old telling a story, both haunting and full of hope. So we'll see. This one, I'm excited about this one. I forgot about this one. The Stolen Book of Evelyn Aubrey. It's Serena Burdick is the author. This one sounds so good. So it's 2 storylines, one 1898 of Evelyn, and then in 2006 of Abigail. So what happens is Abigail has always wondered about the absence of her father, and then her mother dies, and Abigail she goes on kind of a hunt for like her family history and things like that. So she travels to England where she learns about Evelyn's shocking disappearance and how the London Society believed that she was murdered, but Abigail believes that her brilliant great-great-grandmother had another plot up her sleeve. So you kind of bounce back and forth, from what I understand, and figure out what the truth of what actually happened to Evelyn. And then this one, I always grab these books because Mitch Albom is my favorite author. I love his books. Just the way that he writes, it just really pulls on the heartstrings. My favorite book is Tuesdays with Morrie from Mitch, and this will be my 5th book of his. But it's just talking about, like, if you had one more chance to go back and fix what you did wrong in life, would you take it? And so it demonstrates why, kind of, the power of love. For one more day will make you smile. It will make you wistful. It will make you blink back tears of nostalgia. But most of all, it'll make you believe in the eternal power of a mother's love. So I just love his stories. They're very heartwarming. And that is all of my books. I'm excited to see how long it takes me to read them. But thanks for watching. If you liked it, go ahead, like, subscribe. I'm going to be posting a ton of more book content on here. And I'm excited to talk about books with you guys. If you would like, I also do have a book review Instagram page. I'll link it below. And it's really fun to talk about books with people. So thanks for joining my quick, not so quick book haul, my thrifted book haul. Go out there and thrift some books and let me know what you find.